should you hold or sell the Jordan 1 Bred? Let's get into it. So this is an incredible shoe, and if you clicked on this video, you want to know if this shoe will essentially go up in price over time. And I'm just going to answer that question literally within the first 30 seconds, and I'm going to say yes. But there are going to be a few factors you really want to consider before you start spending tens of thousands of pounds on this shoe, because I don't think this shoe is going to fly up in value overnight. So let's actually get into the reasons why I think this, but also comment down below any of your opinions and how you think this shoe will perform over time. I'm very interested to hear, because obviously this is just my opinion. Your opinion's also really valuable. So the Bred is an iconic colorway. I don't think anyone can deny that. The Jordan 1 Bred, everyone's seen it. It was one of the original 85s, and having it in a patent colorway, I think, is really, really good. It gives that diversity. It adds it kind of to the collection of the Breds. They've got the 85, they've got the 2016 pair, but Bred's also been seen throughout lots of different shoes. We've got the Jordan 4 Bred, we've even had the Jordan 1 Bred toe. These kind of variations of it all add to the kind of Bred colorway, the Bred history, and the Bred name. And this is what it's all about. The Black Red Jordan is a classic, and classics always do well when it comes to sneaker holds. Now, all of these shoes I have mentioned have actually increased massively over time, especially the 2016 pair, but that's kind of been a contribution of lots of factors. That shoe's been out for ages, and actually when it came out was pretty low and only has had a massive shoot up in time recently. And we'll mention this later in the video, because you'll see this is essentially what I think is going to happen with this shoe. There's going to be a big delay before it starts actually getting to the big money. Now, one really cool thing actually about this shoe, and what I'm probably going to do with mine, is sell it. And a lot of people will be kicking me, and probably George in a few months will be kicking me right now if this shoe does shoot up, especially in a few years. But the prices on this shoe are great. I mean, seriously, for a Jordan 1, you can probably squeeze about £80 to £100 profit, and we have not seen that sort of profit in a shoe for ages. I mean, that is ridiculous for a Jordan 1, and with medium stock as well. This was not some super rare. I mean, why wouldn't I sell if I can get that money now? Because there's loads of releases. This is sort of a really good shoe. So if you are kind of new to sneaker reselling, if you're wondering, oh, should I hold, should I sell, maybe I can wait, sell this shoe right now if you are not planning on waiting a good amount of time, because the numbers this shoe is doing is just amazing, and I don't see why we should really wait, because you can probably knock off £100 profit on this shoe and get that pretty quickly. So if you need the extra money, do not hesitate, sell it and get it, because it's brilliant, it's great money. And also, having a really high price tells us a few things about the market trying to buy this shoe, which is also really reassuring. We know the demand is high, because for the price to be high, we need to have either a low supply, but in this case, it's actually fairly medium, kind of average, and we also need a really high demand. And obviously, we've got that, because we've got the medium supply, we've got the high demand, and this kind of makes the price and makes the market the price it's at, which is really good. So we know we're always going to be able to sell these, and I don't think these will be a hard sell. Now, honestly, I am not a big fan of the patent leather. This is the stuff that makes it all shiny, and it is shiny all the way throughout this shoe. I doubt it will be that comfortable to wear, but I haven't worn a patent leather shoe before. I honestly just don't think this will be that nice to wear, but I can imagine loads of people wearing this. I've seen it on TikTok, and I think this shoe's been quite big on like fashion TikTok, and I think that's a really good indicator now of how well shoes are going to do. I know a lot of people don't like TikTok, but I think it's something we should look into, because it can show the formation of trends and patterns, and I've seen this shoe come up a lot of times, so I think it's definitely going to be something that we see more of, and I think this shoe is going to be generally quite a trendy shoe that we'll see throughout 2022. Now, one problem we could have with this shoe is too many people holding, but the reason why I don't think this is going to be a huge problem is because the price it's already at. This has already created a massive entry to barrier for people with low capital to maybe buy a pair or two. The only people who can really buy this pair, especially in bulk, are the serious holders. So if you're going to see some serious bulk transactions lately, if you see people bulk selling, just know there's going to be some serious investors putting money in this shoe. And if you've got some money, it could also be a good sign that you want to put some money in this shoe as well. Now, this is one of the shoes that if you do have capital, I wouldn't advise buying. If you got a few of these for retail, I just would advise holding on to it. Now, in my case, I am selling it, but that's just honestly because I'm preferring money in my bank account at the moment due to pre-auth raffles and a few other things. For me, it's just not worth holding. But if you've got really a bit of money, you've got a few pairs of these, and you don't need to sell them right away, I think it wouldn't be a bad idea just to throw it in the back of a cupboard, essentially, and come back to it in a year, or even two, maybe a year and 6 months to get that middle ground. Definitely going to have a good return there. And return-wise, we are talking, I think, of maybe £100 on top. ROI-wise, I can't obviously give exact figures and everything. I mean, I'm making this up off previous things, but I think there's going to be a big increase after a year, and then after 1 year of this shoe, I think the price is just going to go crazy. Now, also, we have to think, because this already has such a high price now, this is going to decrease the price of the hold, if that makes sense. Now, if you watch my other hold or sell video, which will be in a corner up there, you'll see the price of the Jordan 1 Atmosphere is so low at release, we're gonna see a good return on a hold with that shoe. And it's the same with the Smoke Grey Jordan. However, with this shoe, the price is so high, what's that gonna mean for holding? Does this mean it's gonna increase more because it's just such an expensive shoe? Or does it mean it's already kind of worn itself out and we're gonna need to wait a long time? And that's what I think the case is gonna be. This shoe's already had really good growth. For it to do even more growth, we're gonna have to wait a while. It's already done at the time if this shoe released like the Atmosphere, what that will be doing in 6 months to a year. So we're going to have to wait that time to really see anything super impressive. I don't think by the end of this year, by the end of 2022, this shoe is going to go up more than really 25% than it is doing right now. But I think after that year, into the next year, 2023, 2024, this shoe will be going nuts. It is just a classic shoe. The Bred is such a classic. It's gonna go ridiculous. But yeah, if we look at the Jordan 1s that have released kind of in a while, we've had some terrible shoes. We had the Jordan 1 Gore-Tex, which I think did really bad. We had the Jordan 1 Bordeaux, which, I mean, what even is that? And then we've had the Atmosphere, that was alright. We had the prototypes, which were just really weird. This has been the first, like, classic Jordan to do numbers in a while. This shoe's also got some really cool details on it as well. Now, one thing I have to say is the actual production of this shoe, the quality control has been upped by Nike. Normally, most Jordans I have are all leather, though, so that's kind of my experience. But even from the stars on the bottom, there's so much more to find than any Dunks that I've had recently, or any Jordans. So they've definitely gone, I think, above and beyond with quality control on this shoe. But to be fair, it was getting really ropey generally on Nike shoes. You've got some cool details as well. So on the inside, it actually says family there. I don't know how well that'll come up on camera. I don't think that will really contribute to this. But if we start seeing kind of celebrities wearing this shoe, these are the things that will be mentioned in complex posts. It'll be pointed out, and it will generally lead to an increase within this shoe. So these are things we do need to consider. A lot of people just look at the shoe, but I like to look at the trends and kind of what people are doing with the shoe, because I think influence is the main thing. It's going to make people go out and buy the shoe. So do I think this shoe will have a big influence? I think it always will. It's a patent shoe. It's in a classic Jordan 1 colorway. There's no way to say this shoe isn't going to go up in value over time. It is. It's released. It was actually a pretty good release. I managed to get my hand on one pair in a raffle, which, I mean, says a lot about me. Like, if I can get my hands on it, come on, guys, you can do pretty well. And especially, I know a few people who did really well on Foot Locker with these. It's an easy hold. I even know people who are buying up pairs, literally, as I say, to throw in the back of a cupboard, forget about it, and you'll be able to make a cheeky £100 next year. Is it worth it to you? Let me know, because honestly, you can sell this shoe right now and make £100 profit. I think that's really good. Let me know what you guys think, though. What are you going to do with the shoe? Are you going to hold it? Are you going to sell it? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, and let me know, should I completely stop doing these sort of videos? And if so, dislike. Or should I continue the hold or sell? Do you want a bit of a different content, how to cop, where to cop, etc.? Put it all in the description, and I'll see you guys in another video.